We are on to the next thing in TurtleArt, loops, patterns. This is when TurtleArt gets really, really fun. So these patterns that we've been looking at as examples, these are all using the tricks that we're about to see right now. So you can start with anything. I've got that same code from the last video, and you're going to add a clean and a loop. So you get a clean, you repeat it, and now that P shape, let's see it work. Here is the P code. If I hit the exact same code again, now the turtle's facing this direction, so it's going to go that way, and it does the exact same thing. But now we've got a whole new shape, something that I didn't expect. And after 4 times, you'll see that it's got this pattern going. That's pretty neat. And now we're back at the beginning. Well, I clicked it 4 times to make it go all the way around. There's a little bit of code here that says repeat 4 times. And that does the exact same thing that I just did. Let me click it. It's the same as clicking it 4 times. And to help you see that these patterns can get really cool, let's just add another right, but we're not going to have a right 90. Let's do 30 degrees. With 30 degrees, it overlaps a little bit differently. And this doesn't look like art quite yet, but I really like what's going on right here. Let me add a clean to the top of this and keep playing with it. I'm going to go down to 12 degrees and turn the repeat up to 36 and see what we get now. I like it. It looks like a donut. Playing with these loops and patterns, you can start to see code really taking off. At this point, it's also fun to experiment with other blocks. So with the code that I had, the left loop makes it look like this. An arc makes this pattern. If I change the radius of that arc, we get these tight circles. And you can see that just adding single blocks to these repeat patterns makes such a cool pattern. Let's have fun with it. And let me show you one little more piece of code that can be so much fun. Set color. Right now I think the color is 0. And obviously you can just change this to whatever you want. Color 45 is this color. Color 88 is this color. But wouldn't it be fun if the color was changing while the repeat was happening? And you can code that to happen by using one of these boxes. So we're going to set the color to whatever is within inside of box 1. And every time it runs this little bit of code, I want it to store back in box 1 whatever it currently has plus a small number. Let's say 5. So now every time it runs this code once, let's run it 1 time. Let's go clean. It did the P shape, it turned right 12 degrees, and it set the color to something new. And now it's doing that new color, doing that new color, doing that new color. Every time it goes, it reads this code and says, I'm going to go right 12 degrees, I'm going to set the color to whatever's in box 1, and I'm going to change box 1 to, it's going to add 5 to box 1. And as we go around, we see it cycling through all the colors. And so here it is with repeat 36. That's cool. I'm going to change that down to 1 and see what happens. I like that a lot. So this is the code right here to make the colors change while it's going through the cycle. The biggest thing to remember is you might have to have something like a right or a left that is not 90 degrees, something smaller than 90 degrees. Go ahead and try to make some patterns using the repeat blocks.